Check, check. We are about to do another one. Just need to jump on here, make sure this is good. You guys hear me okay? Can you hear me? Sounds jacked up. All right, hold on. All right, is this any better? Hopefully it's better. Let me know. Should be better. Is it still echo or no? Same. I don't know why. FML. Is that better? Okay, good. Okay. All right, cool. Good deal. All right, so I'm just about to freestyle this. It's an ICO video on World Core. Check 1, 2, 3. Be right back. Okay, we are, I know it's Christmas, right? Cool. Good. Let's do this one time. Let's get a frame rate. All right, everybody, we are back for the first time. Yo, boy BK. Right now, I am about to cover a new ICO. This was, suggested to me through our community, through the email, and I checked it out. It's a decent little setup they got. We'll discuss, both sides. I think the beautiful thing about understanding the world of business and, being immersed in this blockchain situation is that I'm able to communicate the value, again, in different opportunities. So what we'll see with WorldCore is there are two sides to their business. More so how it correlates to you, how it correlates to this ICO, and how it correlates to value. Everything I do on this channel is with the intention of increasing the value provided to this community. So here we go. First things first, ICO Spotlight, WorldCore. What are they? WorldCore is an existing business right now. Let me go ahead and turn myself off. Oh, I know it hurts. I know it hurts. But here we go. It's an existing business right now. They are profitable. They make money already. So again, this isn't just an idea, you know, and a group of guys with a computer and an Ethernet cord thought they could put together an ICO. It's actually a legitimate business. We'll go through their financials in a second. But what you see right here is they do prepaid debit cards for anybody, you know, not familiar with the unbanked industry. This is one of the things that blockchain actually does very well, is it opens up, you know, lines of money, right? Accessibility to money. And prepaid debit card is actually a major way that the unbanked are able to get access to financial capabilities, right? And so this is essentially the regular status quo business model. They have a few examples of this, as you already know. Green Dot is a major one. I think, who else does? Serve, American Express, don't they do prepaid reloadable debit cards? And so, you know, these guys are looking to bring that business model to the blockchain by allowing people to preload both fiat and cryptocurrency onto one piece of plastic, right? So what we'll go through is a little bit of video just to show you guys kind of, you know, in their words, what the opportunity is, what the value is, and then we'll come back and review.
But a little history first, if you don't mind. Development of WorldCore started in 2013 and lasted about 1 year. In 2014, we obtained a license from the Czech National Bank and launched our payment platform. WorldCore currently has over 40 people employed, excluding freelancers, and the number of employees grows month by month. Since our start, we have launched a wide range of payment products, including the ones which are offered by traditional banks. WorldCore prepaid debit cards help people to withdraw cash or set up payroll solutions with same-day client onboarding. Mass payments accelerate business processes. Our Pay Any Card service allows clients to credit any Visa, MasterCard, or UnionPay payment card with cryptocurrencies without any special registration. WorldCore also provides an opportunity to accept and send any bank transfers. Are you a regular online shopper? Try a WorldCore virtual card, which can be credited directly from a WorldCore account with just a few clicks. Want to start accepting payments on your website? We offer you not only card processing, but an opportunity to accept a number of digital and cryptocurrencies. Developers are offered a detailed API documentation, CMS plugins for quick integration, and help videos about the functionality of our system. Wow, do we really have all that stuff? Yes!
So there you go. That's the CEO right there. And they, you know, they did a little interesting little spiff on their promo video. So I thought that was entertaining. What we have here again, what we have is the opportunity to participate in an ICO of a financial institution that is extending their reach into the blockchain. And I think you saw from the video, they kind of break it out into two sides, right? The investor and the customer, right? The customer is not just someone who has that piece of plastic who can use it at the point of sale, but also the merchant. And somebody in the chat saying, wow, the merchant side is awesome. That's actually, you know, pretty true. I have a website right now. You guys know, if you went on Boss of Bitcoin right now, only thing I'm able to accept is fiat money. So this would actually be very useful for me to apply for merchant processing because customers can then purchase directly from me in whatever cryptocurrency they deem most fit. In addition, one thing I noted about these guys is they do have a few layers of additional technology, IP you know, R&D. For those of you guys that don't know, that's called intellectual property research and development. Basically, a few bells and whistles, you know, to make their platform a little bit more glamorous and you know, comparative advantage. Make it better than a comparison. One of the things they have is this voice key. That's called intellectual property right there. When they have that TM, that stands for trademark. That means that they are the only ones who can advertise this capability, right? And that might seem like a small thing, but you have to realize that all these big banks are competing with each other. And so if these guys have a product established on the blockchain and say, you know, one of these big top 5 banks comes over, something like this could look very attractive to them to partner with, supplement, or even buy the tokens outright, you know, as an extension of a future bank's business model. Again, I say this to you guys a lot. It's not a light switch you can hit, you know, and all the fiat money in the world turns into cryptocurrency, right? So it's going to be a slow, probably over the course of 2 decades, transition to where billions of people will come over here. And so that's why I try to, you know, take these opportunities to not only inform, but also educate you guys on, you know, what I see behind the scenes, what the opportunities are, you know, and then again, how this all comes together with regards to creating value for us as crypto community, right? Another thing I liked about these guys is they have been in numerous events throughout Europe, big financial events. You know, these guys know who the major players are in the game. You can see their logo right there, you know, at the bottom of the screen, and they're already engaged with them, and that's actually a part of their business plan to get Visa and MasterCard accepted, and I think it was one other one. They were looking, I think Union Pay accepted, which will basically make them accessible into, you know, every major point of sale outlet on the grid, right? So it's 2 sides to it. That is the customer side, more so for the card holder, the plastic product side. We swipe this at the point of sale. It works for both the guy buying, you know, something through that computer and both the other person getting paid through that computer, right? So they have that side, and then they also have the investor side, and that's what we want to look at right now. First time I looked this thing over, you can see it just started, just launched, still 26 days left. They do have a bonus, right? Which is weighted for how much you can give or how much you're willing to give. From 3% to 25%. You should note that the minimum purchase is 100 WRC tokens, right? And one WRC token is a dime, 10 cents, right? So what that means is essentially you need to give roughly about $100 minimum. You need to have about $100 in Ethereum to get you 100 tokens, right? And on their website, they have this quick little conversion thing. So say you were able to give 1 Ethereum, right? That would then in turn grant you 3,200 of their WRC tokens. And you can see they include a 3% bonus as well. You get 94 point whatever included in that. As you go up, you can notice right away that that bonus goes up. So I tried to do the math, and it was quite difficult actually. I ended up giving up to see, you know, how many tokens are bought, the Ethereum and Bitcoin that's come through. I think it's interesting that they advertise having 600 Bitcoin, which is essentially about $3.5 million come through, because if that's the case, if that equals that, then those coins are heavily discounted, which means you had some major people come in here, you know, putting up some major money to get the biggest discount possible. And this is one of the things that worries me about this ICO. Yeah, it doesn't look like this is the pre-sale. This is the crowd sale. So this is like the public offering. And what worries me is the fact that if, you know, some quote whales came in and got a 25% bonus and they put up 10,000 Ethereum, right? That might be close to what somebody did, because you can see that's only about 7 million tokens and they've already gone through about, you know, 86 million tokens, and more than likely this is the first time any of you guys are hearing about this ICO. So I don't think it's a lot of people money in here. This looks like a lot of industrial money, you know, with those kind of discount rates coming out to that kind of population pool. So what worries me about this ICO is the fact that once it does hit a major distribution system, say Bittrex or Poloniex, that price is going to plummet. Right now they have this thing listed at a dime, but if people got it, you know, at 75% off, technically it's only about 5 cents, right? And we'll get into that a little bit more in a second. A few other things I wanted to just run through. And again, this is on any ICO, you guys. You want to make sure whenever you are evaluating this information, you really take the time to look at it, understand what business they play in, right? Understand what the opportunities are, understand how they make money. These guys make money on transaction fees, on ATM fees, on foreign exchange fees. They make money by moving money, right? So once we start to get a whole picture, understand what advantages they might have. This voice key seems to be an advantage that they're advertising, right? They have some new, you know, software that can analyze your face and unlock your card that way. If that's something you value, that is an option as well that could be considered an advantage, right? And you know, every ICO has a lot of information, but it's really important to drill down to what's most essential to your own well-being, to basically what are going to be the decisions made that can cost or make you a lot of money. And for them, I think one of the biggest benefits they do offer is this dividend, this profit sharing that they do. So this is their team. This guy, the chief marketing officer, that's the guy you saw in the video. Boom, boom, boom. Real quick, that's him right there. CMO looks like, right? ICO, here we go. ICO details. Total supply 1 billion tokens, right? And we'll get to this in a second. Token price 1 dime, right? Payable date March 31st each year. This is what I thought was interesting, a profit sharing integration into their token. 30% of our company profit is distributed to token holders. Each holder receives profit share in proportion to the number of tokens purchased. Payments are made to Ethereum wallet. And also they do have financial reporting. This is always good to see, because you know they're not just going to take your money and run. If they're willing to open the books up, you know, and show you where this money is going, then more than likely they're willing to do what it takes to make sure those numbers look good and you actually make money, right? Access to reports is determined by the number of initially purchased tokens. Participants owning tokens at least 50,000 USD. So again, we have kind of this barrier, this separation of people money and industrial money. I don't know how many people out there got $50,000 to put up on an ICO they just now hearing about on YouTube. But a lot of industrials do, right? So you can see that it's kind of split between the two of them. And again, ultimately, I do feel like that will affect this opportunity as a whole. Last thing they say, we are already profitable, worked for 2 years on a fintech business. Transaction volume expected to close to 150 million in 2017, right? So you can see the transactions and then also the revenue in euros. Again, just a little bit of information about their debit card and a couple articles as well, right? So these guys are a legitimate operation. The question now becomes, so it's not a matter of if they'll run off with your money. I don't think they will do that. The question becomes, is it worth your money to put up on this ICO? And from what I see, there are a few discrepancies from the listing price of a dime, right? We talked about that. 1 billion coins at 1 dime a piece. That was up here. Where is it? Right there. Token price 1 dime. Total supply 1 billion tokens. That is essentially $100 million valuation before they have a product. That's a big stretch for anybody, right? Especially, you know, when we go and look at this EY report that was sent to me. What is this, page 15? And again, you know, I'm just using a little bit of MBA tenacity to try to look through the numbers and actually understand the real value here. This is a EY report that was sent to me, just information of review for this ICO, right? EY makes a lot of money just telling people how much money they can make, I guess. It's kind of ironic. But total assets, right? This is essentially how much, you know, how many tools do they have in the toolbox that can make them money? 87 million check. How much is that in euros? It doesn't tell us. That's cool. This is the biggest thing I wanted to look at with you guys. Here it goes right here. Indicative value of the company. Essentially, they spent like 14 pages and all that time up there to really get down to this one little box right here. How much is this company actually worth? This is from EY, right here on page number 15. And they say lower percentile, lowercase 25%, right? Between 16 and 22 million euros. Highest case between 18 and 26 million euros. So we can be pretty safe in just splitting that in half and saying 20 million euros is how much value this company has today, currently, 2017. 20 million euros, we go over here, euro to USD. I was generous, and I said 25 million euros is about $30 million, right? So it concerns me when an ICO has a industry valuation of $30 million, and then they turn around to the customer on a website and say they have an ICO valuation of $100 million. That is 3.5 times, you know, what the industry said, what EY said you guys were worth. So where does that extra value come from, right? And I don't see it. I think at this valuation, at a $100 million valuation with a 30% knock off the top for whale investors, I think this coin is inflated potentially, given those dynamics of that economy. If I'm wrong, feel free to reach out to me. I think you guys know my email directly, but again, these just, you know, the 3 letters behind my name coming from the University of Notre Dame and just being able to read through the numbers to actually extract the relative information. So I think this token is very, very, very inflated. I struggle to find, you know, $100 million worth of value in a debit card. You know, when it's based off of a token, but the token is only as strong as the economy, and you're given you've already suppressed the real value of this token by your distribution model, right? By giving the largest discount to the largest purchasers, that actually destroys the intrinsic value of each individual coin itself. Anything else? Let's see. So that's what I do, you guys. Again, I try to break this stuff down like a fraction and put it in language you guys can understand. Last thing, industry. So maybe this is where they got it, but again, I think EY knew these numbers and they would have said, okay, if you're the first to the blockchain, you get this market penetration, boom, boom, boom. Then, you know, you 3.5x valuation. I don't know. Maybe the logistics they used is because essentially we're buying equity into their company. They upcharge 3.5%. So that's where the 100 million comes from, 20, 30, 32 million. It's just generous, you guys. And knowing how ICOs work, how they're just dumped off the first day they hit an exchange. I struggle to understand how this would be beneficial paying a dime for each of them, right? It should be probably, highly discounted from that. So again, prepaid debit card market, big market, you guys. The blockchain is all about accessibility. It's about knocking down the walls, the barriers to entry, and the prepaid debit card market is actually, has actually helped a lot of people, who don't have banks by traditional means. So that's what they're trying to do. And that is a lot of information on World Core. Last thing, a few people asked about America. You can see right here, I had to look this up on its terms of service. It doesn't state right there in front on the website. It kind of just looks like you can, sign up. But actually on the back page for its terms of service, it does say that, where is it? General provisions, United States of America, Singapore, Hong Kong, and United Kingdom residents are not allowed to participate in the token sale due to taxation and regulatory issues. I think we talked about this in the Facebook group already, but there you go. That's just confirmation again. If you do not like that as a U.S. citizen, please write your local congressman. See what they can do for you. That being said, guys, that's all I got. This is a World Core ICO, bringing a debit card to the blockchain. This is our second video for the day. I invite you to join us back tomorrow. I'm gonna do our market review. We go jump into our 100-day challenge, look at Bitcoin, see what's happening in the market, and where we can make some moves to make some money. Signing out. It's that time of the day. There's the boss, your boy BK. No matter where you stay, Brazil to the Bay, California, yeah, all the way back out through Germany. Good night, good morning, and good day. Thanks so much. Till we meet again. Stay cryptic, y'all. Peace.